Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are putting on a storm door for the back door of my house. We've been really having some leaks right there, so we needed to get that fixed because it's seeping under the floor. So quite a bit of my floor is pulled up right now. So I want to get that put back down, obviously, after we fix the leak. So we're putting on a storm door. I'm pretty sure this solved the problem. It hasn't really rained that hard since we put it on, but fingers crossed it's solved. But yeah, we put on the storm door. It looks really nice, and I can't wait to show this process to y'all. Okay, so right over here we ended up having to pull up all the floor because of a water leak coming in right at the edges of the door. It's not like that right now because it hasn't rained in a couple days. I'll pop up a picture of what it looked like, but there was quite a bit of water coming in onto the laminate flooring. So we had to pull that up, and as you can see, it's kind of like all over the laminate. So we pulled that up. We're going to have to figure out something for a solution to the water leak. I'm not really sure what we'll do yet, but it's just been getting all over the subfloor. Had a fan on it for the last couple of days, and it's dried up. Nothing really, there's no damage or anything, but we might build an awning. I'm not really sure yet. Okay, well, it's raining again. This is a new day, and as you can see, I still have that water coming in. It's not really bad, which I'm surprised because it was raining pretty hard last night. But it's coming in from the bottom. Yeah. So the first thing they had to do was to chisel out in between the railing for the little back porch steps and the door frame. So whenever we first got the tiny house built, they went ahead and they built the porch up against it, and then they built the back railing up against it as well. So it was pretty solid up against the door frame. So obviously the storm door couldn't go on if they were wedged together. So he just had to carve out a little spot big enough just for the door to fit in there, so it would secure to the door frame. But yeah, as you could see from the last clip, the water wasn't coming in terribly there, but it was raining pretty hard, but we didn't have a ton of rain. Normally whenever we have like a couple days at a time of really, really hard rain, then it comes in all the way like to the end of where we pulled the floor up. So that was kind of disappointing to have happen. So that part of the floor is pulled back up, and we still have to go in and put it down. We're going to see if this actually solves the problem the next time that it rains really hard for a couple days. We're going to see before we put the floor back down, because I don't want to take the risk of damaging the subfloor in hopes. But this door was actually from Home Depot, and the bottom of the door is a little screen. So basically you can open it up like a window. So I think that will be a really nice feature to have, especially when we start having really nice days here in Texas. It's been raining an awful lot lately, and the weather hasn't really been, it's hit or miss. It's been storming and raining and all that kind of stuff. So once we start hitting spring, summer, I think it's going to be really nice. So they just screwed the door all the way on, making sure it's secured properly. We did have a couple issues with having really big gaps at the top and at the bottom, but finally we figured they got it to even itself out. So there was a little gap at the top and a little gap at the bottom, but that was expected. It's just a storm door. It's not an actual secure door. So I think it's pretty good. But here it is so far. This is where you can kind of see the gaps and all that. But overall, it wasn't bad. For just like a storm door, I think it still looks really good, and the gaps were hardly noticeable once he screwed it in. So, yeah. And really, this process only took about an hour. I expected it to take several hours, but it was really quick solve, and I think it looks really nice. We tried to put a storm door on the front door as well, but we
they lined it up, and it unfortunately did not fit because I do have pretty thick trim on the outside of my door frame. So they would have had to take the trim off, and I just didn't really want that to be the look. So they're just inside. He has to notch it out on the inside of the door frame so he can fit the latch in there and install it so it will close securely and lock.